Ashley, and I'm bringing you a video today, all things, how much product should I bring to this event? I think that this is just like the $1 million question for makers. You don't have to be a candle maker. You can be any sort of small business that when you are going to an event, it's really hard to gauge how much is too much and how much is not enough. And here's the thing, there's no like exact answer for this, but I do have a couple of tips and tricks, I guess. I don't know if they're either of those. I do have a few things that from my experience, worked really well for me that I learned from. First and foremost thing that I want to share with you guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is Ashley. I am a serial entrepreneur. I am taking you guys along on a journey with me right now through a product-based business, which is candles. So last year, this is 2022 right now that I'm filming this, last year, markets were a big, huge deal for me. And if you're just getting into the market game, meaning like pop-up events, farmers markets, growers markets, whatever those might be in your city, in your state, they were a huge success for me, regardless of if it was a slow day or a busy day. I think I did about maybe 30 events last year. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. You need a lot of help. It's all the things, but they definitely do pay off. And especially for me as a candle maker in the slow season, meaning like when it's really hot here in the desert, it really paid off for me to do these events. And I really enjoyed it. I got to meet a lot of great people and I got to meet a lot of new customers. I got to see repeat customers. And honestly, it was just fun to get out and enjoy like community. With that being the underlying like premise of this, I did do another video and, you know, loosely, without having final numbers, about 35 to 40% of my gross revenue last year came from markets. They're a big deal, guys. So don't go to sleep on markets. Now, the reason why you're here is because you're wondering, how much product should I be making? How much product is enough? How much product is too much? What should I do? And the disclaimer that I want to share with you guys before I get into like my actual numbers is that there's really no exact answer for this. All you can do, in my suggestion is be overly prepared as long as you're financially able to. And what I mean by that is like, can you foot the bill a little bit before you can get an idea of the response of the market? So the main markets that I did last year were weekly markets. I was there like twice a month and I just started to see a lot of patterns. So I was seeing that on my low, slow days, I would sell about 60 to 70 candles. On my higher, bigger days, I would sell about 100 to 120. So I knew that that was kind of a sweet spot for me. It was a 4-hour market, so it goes from 8 to 12. It's pretty well known in the city that I live in, meaning that there's like pretty consistent attendance. I also saw patterns that if it was like falling on a holiday weekend, it was a lot slower. I also saw patterns that the colder that the weather got, the busier that it got. So I was on that like higher end of sales. So what I did is there was a big, huge market in my area in Q4 of last year. It was a holiday market, very well attended, very hard to get into. And it's a 2-day event, 10 to 4 both days. Set up, tear down. It was like the whole shebang. So what I did for that big event is I took what my average sales were for those every day, every week events, and I basically quadrupled that number. So I knew that I wanted to have 400 to 600 candles available on the low end, and then I knew that I wanted to have 600 to 800 candles available on the high end. So I think what I ended up taking to that market was about 750 candles, and I sold a pretty good chunk of them. I didn't sell out of anything, but I definitely had like a really good amount for it. Now let's say that you're on the other end of the spectrum and this is your first event to do whatsoever. My advice to you is plan for more and hope for the best. Because at the end of the day, I think I had this mindset where if I made too much product, then I was a failure because I didn't sell it. But then I also had a mindset, if I didn't make enough, I had this weird fear of selling out. And here's the thing, it's better to be over-prepared than I think it is to sell out. While the demand of selling out is really nice, there's really only 2 ways that you can go. You could have people pre-order things that you've sold out of and then you go home and make them. which isn't the worst case scenario. But in a face-to-face market like that, I think most people are going to want to be able to take their product home with them and then be done with it and not have follow-up. So I think in that case, it's really good to over-prepare, but then have a plan B of maybe you have an order form and you have a delivery schedule or something like that, assuming that these people are local and you're able to drop off their candles or whatever you're selling. But if you can plan for a bit more, I think that that's the better end of things, because at the end of the day, if you have another avenue of selling, aka another market that's coming up, or if you have online shop, then you're able to just put that inventory on both of those occurrences, and then ideally you'll sell the same product and just be overly prepared. Now, I know that that's oversimplifying it, but I think that that's okay. I think that that's necessary. I don't think that there is a true rhyme or reason as far as what an actual equation would be, but I did want to break it down for you guys. So over a 4-hour event, my median number of sales was around, let's say, 100 candles. Now, I offer 3 different sizes, so that's a mix of all of those different sizes. And what I would do is then take a number. So if I sell 100 over 4 hours, that's 25 candles an hour. So then I'm taking that number and then I am duplicating that based on if the event is expected to have way more attendance, if the event is longer hours, and doing all of that math. Hopefully that adds up for you guys. But again, if this is your first event, it's really hard to equate that. So maybe you just use my number of 100 and then just hope for the best. I don't know. Again, there's no real rhyme or reason behind what is to say what's more successful or not based on the scale or the offerings that you have within your business. Now, I know I'm rambling at this point, but I hope that this gets to the point for you guys here soon. There is no exact answer. I think you just need to know based on the event's popularity. I think you need to know based on the event's popularity for yourself as a business. If you're brand new and people don't really know a lot about you, you definitely need to be at that event no matter what, but you might just be spending that first event letting people know who you are, what you are, why they should come back, why they should be familiar with your brand, why they should follow you on whatever social media you're on, and then hopefully you get a sale from that. Cat's out of the bag, guys. There's no exact equation for what you need to be doing. I just think you need to plan to be over-prepared if you're financially able to do so, especially with supply shortages and things like that. I know that that's a tall order, but I think no matter what, if you can get out of the scarcity mindset that you're going to have leftover product, that's okay, because you can use it for the next event or you can use it for the next online sale or whatever it is that you want to do. Now, a pro tip that I want to share with you guys, and something that I did for my city's biggest event that I planned for with all of those candles, around 750, is when I saw that something was selling a bit slower than other things, mid-market, I started to put together bundle deals, and that just made a huge difference. So let's say you made way too much product. Halfway through the market, throw a Hail Mary, bundle together whatever type of discount or sale you want to share with people, and then move that inventory. And then huzzah, everything's done. Guys, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it was something that answered burning questions that you had. If you still have any, please leave them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I would love to take you along on this journey with me. My name is Ashley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I like to talk about candles and a whole bunch of other things that I hope to expand upon in this new year. If there's any topics that you'd like to see discussed here, please leave them below as well. If you're interested in the Candle Collective, it's a free group on Facebook or email. You can connect with us there. All the details are below. And as always, I offer 30 for 30. $30 for 30 minutes. And you and I meet one-on-one to try and help remove any overwhelm or roadblocks that you might be experiencing with your business. Whether it's candles, marketing, or anything else, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Thanks, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, it's Ashley from Upside Goods Company, and I am bringing you a video today.